I've still got a while, but I'm also doing some stuff in the background.
Okay, read the description.
So I jumped ahead a little too quick. From recent battles, we came up victorious. The new American tank. It's truly a wonderful weapon, but it appears from the heat of the battle that we have lost contact with the army. Navigate through the forest of the Pacific, find the Allied troops, and join them. And whatever happens, the Sherman must not be destroyed, aka you. Okay, so this is kind of like a solo mission thing, almost. Alright, so I assume they're going to say allegedly. It appears that after a recent battle, one of our Shermans has adventured too deep into unknown territory, but the American army can't be too far away. Re-establish contact with Allied troops and remember the Sherman must remain in one piece.
Moving out. That round in its jab. Vital. Enemy contact.
What anti-tank grenade are you talking about?
They can't stop us now. That's affirmative. Tanks moving out. Blow them to smithereens.
Those two did like nothing.
On a roll. That's affirmative. Tanks moving out. We're being engaged.
I hear things.
Tanks
I hear that thing.
smithereens.
Okay.
Finally moved.
Yeah, right when I...
We spotted the enemy.
Okay, well, good thing I did say to fucking, swarm to point, as the script would call it.
Tanks moving out. Finally moved. Those rounds are getting close. Enemy contact.
Wait, no, I didn't ask for that.
That round is jammed.
Get out of here.
That's affirmative. Tanks moving out. On a roll. On a roll.
There we go.
Enemy contact. On a roll.
If you would have taken the tutorial in Blitzkrieg 2 regarding this stuff, then, like, moving your tank backwards
We're being engaged.
when you see infantry.
A fun fact that many might not know, you can actually run over infantry in Blitzkrieg 2, but it's really janky and sometimes it doesn't work, but you can do that.
I'm already at basically half-ish HP. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make it in one piece.
Roger that.
Apparently I can shoot those. I can shoot the fake foliage.
That's affirmative. Tanks moving out.
Well, maybe it's not fake. Hello there.
Target eliminated. Roger that. On a roll.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Oh.
Hey, don't look behind you next time.
Ready to roll. That's affirmative. Tanks moving out. Enemy attack in progress. Target eliminated. We spotted the enemy. Vital.
Oi.
Target destroyed. Tanks are rolling. We're being engaged.
What?
You can scratch another one.
There you go.
We spotted the enemy. On a roll. They can't stop us now. You can scratch
Okay, so now that that's done, capture the enemy base. Amazing work. Now that I've established contact with the army, your next objective is to break through a Japanese defense line and capture their headquarters. Expect moderate resistance.
Okay, so let's take a look at what reinforcements you have.
Alright, so besides the additional, so we've got 4 early 1943 USA. So early 1943 main squad with M2 Browning, 3 M3A3 Stuarts, long range guns, Studebaker. It's towing a 105 mil, the M2A1, and then here we got the M7 Priest.
One order at a time, please.
One order at a time, please.
One order at a time, please.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip.
This is fun. I want to see what happens if we do this. No, you didn't do anything funny? Okay.
We're on our way.
Infantry bunkers here.
So just in case, I suggest you save, so at least you don't have to replay the entire mission.
The fun is just beginning.
But now, this is where the fun
We're
begins.
taking a fight to them. Tank moving out.
Well then.
Obliterated. Will do.
I don't have my commander in here, so I gotta be careful with this. Prone mode.
Sure thing. Inbound enemy line, sir. May we engage?
No, they got the stuff here. I don't imagine this having enough range to make it, but I could use this to start by getting rid of the pillboxes.
Gun carrier at your service.
What's your ammo count? 69, nice. It's gonna be so inaccurate.
That's affirmative.
Tank moving out. Armor on the move.
Still big stuff here.
One apart.
Ready for battle on it, sir.
Armored unit reports engagement underway.
We're moving.
Get us out! Get us out! Armored recon unit reporting. Roger. Armor on the move. Armored recon unit reporting. Armor on the move.
Let me slow my game down so I can make sure I can have the reflexes if I need to react.
Bell artillery ready when you
Tank
are.
moving out. We're taking
No.
the fight to 'em.
No,
Tank moving out.
no, no,
Armor on the move.
no, 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 no. Alright, now even though these guys are out of ammo, this is where I can abuse the system and get Studebakers that tow these guys.
Transport unit deployed.
Okay, I was hoping this actually did have infinite supplies, because eventually, the more I do this, the more my failure rate could increase. Yeah, they're especially going here now. Nope.
Roger. Return fire! Ah!
That's not what I wanted.
Infantry, reporting for duty. We'll make it happen.
This is where this comes into play. So this is what I was hoping to do with my infantry, is to observe the defenses here. So that way I would have fewer casualties. Or as what Chrono put it before in one video that we did, he called it a quote-unquote negative ratio. Okay, then I think there is something here. I asked these guys to look there. Yep.
Ready for that. We're on it.
Heard and understood. Got it, sir.
They're just looking around like they're so confused. Is it really this hard to get rid of a light tank?
Or maybe you could steal one of the Japanese anti-tank guns.
Yeah, I just want to do it without causing too much of a problem for my own units. Because I want to take as few casualties as possible for this. Bastards. I don't know why it took him quite a while to get rid of this, but
They better have good armor.
they better have good armor.
Enemy in sight. Engage. Over.
How many bullshit things do you have to go through here?
Thank you, sir. Time to earn a paycheck, boys. You're taking incoming fire. Do something.
Yeah, what the hell is going on here?
Understood. You're out of here.
Okay, let's just get rid of that one. Okay, I think we should be fine now.
Enemy in sight. May we engage?
No, you may gladly fall back.
They better have good armor.
Can you reach him
Yes,
from here?
sir.
They can. And he's gone. He shoots, he scores. After like 50 tries.
Affirmative.
Jesus.
Target on range.
See, this just works.
Go ahead, sir. Yes, sir.
Keep us moving.
Target hit. Requested new coordinates.
Roger. We're rolling. Let's get going. Pass the ammunition.
Anti-tank unit. Situation normal.
It's not anti-tank if you're using a howitzer, right?
Anti-tank crew ready. Order confirmed. What's the story, sir?
Ready to assist.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's see if we can't flank.
Enemy in sight. Time to earn a paycheck, boys. Get out of here. What the? That's past our effective range, sir.
Damn.
Anti-tank ready. I think.
Like shooting ducks in a barrel.
I was just gonna suggest that myself.
So this is where they were dropped off, yeah. Because on the first attempt, you actually did see a vehicle towing an artillery piece, and it actually got to its position.
Ready to assist.
I want to assume there would have been some kind of secondary objectives with dealing with these before
Welcome if we got him.
seeing them reach their position.
Yes, sir.
Now it's quiet, especially after I made you guys deaf. I mean, explosions are pretty deafening, I'll be completely honest.
Affirmative.
Ah, yes. The pinata rewarded me a Chi Nu. A great prize?
Anti-tank crew ready. They never knew what hit them.
Like you were talking about. On in position.
Let's get going.
What the hell is this thing trying to even do? Alright, now with the rest of my dudes.
Sure thing.
That's it?
Stop it, man.
Okay. Well, I captured the temple, and, mission's over.
Yeah, you did it.
Okay, well, that didn't take as long as I was thinking, because, of course, when we were chatting, you said, oh boy, here we go, another hour-long video. And to be honest, sometimes with some of the missions I play, I don't know what to expect. I have time to look at this in the editor. So we're greeted with infantry, the Tiki, the Hago. What the hell am I doing up here? What am I doing up here? This is the second time in a row. Dude, I'm afraid of heights.
Oh,
Why'd you do this?
oh man.
Why'd you do this? I'm afraid of heights.
Well, you got a lot of ground to move around, so it's not like you're just, you know. There's probably a way to get down.
I guess then again, you could go ahead and basically just treat me as Obi-Wan Kenobi and be like, it's over, Anakin, I have the high ground. All the memes and stuff. Okay, so this is the second platoon of units here. Then this is the beginning of... Oh, I didn't realize these were actually buildings here. So these were set to go and get into the trench. These and these three and trench. And there's definitely a script area, I'm guessing, around in here. You set up where. Once my Sherman gets to that area, then these keys will be hauling ass, and my allies will be called in. I thought there was going to be a secret if I went in here, so that's why I decided to see if there was anything there. But there wasn't. So, just a little basic, little front, with the Japanese equivalent of a Flak 88 placed right here. I mean, I think they have it as a 75, but I don't remember. I'm sure if I look back at the one video I did when we were doing Battle of Solomon Islands, that should answer it.
Yeah, that's the Type 88 75mm anti-air gun.
Okay, so I was close-ish. Alright. Okay, so look at the units and Obi-Wan on the high ground. What do we have for script points here? So you have a trigger script area here. So this is where you get your units to get called, and then the keys to haul. Looks like they are using the same system that you did for those German engineering trucks. They will fly through... Well, they can't fly because they aren't in the air. They'll follow through the different indicated circles, and then each artillery will be unloaded at one of its own designated scripting areas down here. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's too much with scripting areas. What about the script itself? Yeah, I'm trying to open up the mission's properties, but the editor's being confused. Alright, the script file reference. On my own script. Okay, so let's see. We're looking at 126 lines of code. Immobilized, Sherman died, attack, objective 0. An alternative of it, objective 1 and run away. So immobilized, if is immobilized, which I assume if the unit is tracked or whatever, and I assume this number 1 is the script ID you gave to the Sherman, and then otherwise, you check to see if, oh, sorry, wait, one of these is, this is the unique unit ID, isn't it?
Okay, so basically what this script does, it's if your Sherman gets immobilized and you don't have any other unit you lose, But I realized that if you do capture the base, get the reinforcements, but then for some reason your Sherman gets immobilized, tracked, and you suddenly lose the mission, that feels kinda odd. So you can't repair the Sherman, but you can like call in the artillery, the Stuart, and maybe you manage to complete the mission without those another units. So if the Sherman gets immobilized before you complete the first objective, you have no one to help you, you lose. But if it gets immobilized after you get the reinforcements, you can keep playing.
Okay. So this is just checking the if the base is
Captured. If you capture the base, the Sherman can be immobilized but not destroyed. If the Sherman dies at any point, you lose.
Yeah, I was reading some things wrong when I was doing that. Okay. And the attack, so over in trigger, so you're checking for the length of the array, that a boy. That's what .n is for. So if there is at least one unit in the area, and these are related to the Allied reinforcements, they'll land the infantry, and they'll also land the tanks. I'll have to look back and see what some of these other things are again, since it's been a while since I've used the editor. Anyway, because I'm just looking, I just moved to Objective 0 and I just saw this change player for script group. So this is the script ID and what player ID it's changing to. So for Objective 0, if the base is captured, then nothing. I mean, and again, you could have just went ahead and put 1 and saved some lines of code, I'll be completely honest.
Yeah, the thing is, when I do that, the mission just doesn't work. Like, if someone alive 0.2 equals to 1, for some reason the mission just doesn't read that. So if I say, if nothing happens, nothing, else you complete the objective, change player for script, etc, etc. So yeah, this is one of those things you just have to do the opposite and it works.
Fair, I guess. Alright, Objective 0 alternative.
So you might be wondering, why is there an alternative? Well, in
It's
simple
because
words...
I could cap it, or my allies could cap it.
Exactly.
Alright, this one.
This one, it's really simple. When you capture the enemy headquarters, you win. And now, my favorite.
So this is where you ask your arty units to get out of there. So, and you have them move to each of the individual points using the Q commands that follow the command here. So they'll go to point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then deploy at their own respective zones. Looks like that was about it.
So, now I'm going to tell you the inspiration behind this mission.
Okay.
So, in the DLC Fall of the Reich, I remember as a kid there is this mission where you have only one tiger and you need to destroy T-34s, armored cars, small calibers, anti-tank cannons to like escape an encirclement. And as a kid I was thinking, wow, this is really cool. You only have one tiger and you need to somehow survive and escape. And I realized, you know, when people said that the Sherman was like a heavy tank in the Pacific because the Japanese did not have good anti-tank guns, how about I fuse the two ideas, and this is the mission How On My Own was created.
Cool.
So yeah, what do you think of the mission?
It was alright. This one was, I would say, another kind of those laid-back missions. So, otherwise, I think we can probably just wrap her up here, so...
Alright, and I guess I can say this was everything for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and see you next time.
Bye, everyone!